So Esther bought a house, a big house on a hill, a couple of years ago, and she's been looking for some lions. The house just needed some big lions to sit there. And she knew it. And so she's been on the hunt for lions for a couple of years. And taking pictures in front of the Capitol Grill. They have good lions. And she took a lot of pictures in Europe of lions. She's been taking pictures of lions. Her phone is full of lions. But she didn't find the lion that she wanted, the 2 lions that she wanted. And so... Exactly. And so now she's in Alaska. She goes to a shop she's been in many times before where she's purchased some wood carvings. And the people there know her, and especially this one man. He really looks forward to seeing her because she always buys a lot. And he wants to know what she wants. And she says, there isn't anything that I see here that I want, but I'll tell you what I'm looking for. I'm looking for some lions. And she described them to him partially. And he said, I'll find them for you. And when he said that, she felt something click into place. She knew that he would. So some time passed and she got a text message from him with pictures of lions. And oh, those are the lions. And so she called him right back and said, when can I get those? And he said, when are you going to be at the house? And so they made an appointment to be there. And Esther flew to that house to meet the lions. And when he delivered them, there were 3 big trucks because in Alaska they sell things all year long and then they deliver for a few months. And so they came directly to Esther, 3 big trucks full of magnificent things, including her lions, and 8 strong men to unload these heavy bronze pieces. And when they took them off the truck, Esther thought she was going to lose her mind. They were so beautiful. And then she felt a little bad because no one should be this happy about a material object. I should be working on world peace and the election. And so she did everything she could to contain her joy so that she didn't look foolish jumping around as they were setting these lions right where they were meant to be. And then he said, come look at what else is on the truck. And Esther said, I'm good. He says, no, come and look. So Esther went down the hill and looked at the truck and he said, want an eagle? No, thanks. How about a dolphin? No, thanks. And so Esther said, well, where are you off to now? And they said, well, we're on a 30-state delivery. And next we're going to Texas. And Esther said, I live in Texas. Where are you going? And they said, Fredericksburg. And Esther said, you're going to go right past my place there. Stop and say hello. And they said, and we'll bring you dolphins. And Esther said, no. If you bring me something that wants to be in Texas, please. Like a horse. So in a very short time, like less than 2 weeks, she gets a call. They're in her driveway and they have a horse. So Esther goes out and looks in the truck. Now there are only 4 men plus her yard men, and they nearly die trying to get this horse off the truck. It weighs so much. It's a big stallion. It's standing on its hind legs with its front legs in the air, and it is magnificent. And Esther doesn't like it hardly at all. She's not feeling it. But she could not imagine them putting it back on the truck. So she bought it. So now they drive away, and Esther is thinking, wow, that was interesting. Because in terms of manifestation, it was almost an identical scenario. Same men, same trucks, big brass things, heavy, placed. And in one case, I was over the moon about it. And in the other case, I'm going to have to get to like that horse because it's ostentatious, it's gilded, it's got gold hoofs. It doesn't exactly look like it was just standing out in the pasture. It looks like it came in on a rainbow. So now Esther is really thinking about this, which is what life is so good to help you to do it. So Esther's wanting to know, Abraham, why did the lions feel like that? And why did the horse feel like that? And we said, it's all about momentum. It's all about what you do between now and Monday. Esther had had the delightful experience for a couple of years, and we're not talking about a time factor, but for the time preceding the actual manifestation of those lions, Esther had only had soft, easy, expectant energy flowing. So, and this is the part we want you to hear, the manifestation was the natural consequence of that energy flowing. Stay with us. This is the most important thing you're ever going to hear. With the horse, Esther just jumped right to the manifestation with no energy flowing before. She hadn't flowed any energy. The only reason she bought it is because they wanted her to buy it. And there is some energy flowing in that, but not very much. And so we're talking about the satisfaction factor. We're talking about what happiness really is. What happiness really is you in sync with the laws of the universe and the energy of the universe, letting it flow toward you through your natural processes of unfolding. And the reason that we like this conversation so much is because most of you, even when you've been listening to us for quite a long time, Esther too, at times, you want to jump so quickly to the manifestation. You really believe that this absence that I'm feeling, this void that I'm feeling, this loneliness, this absence of something that I want that I'm feeling, you really think that if you could just manifest something, that in the presence of it, instead of the absence of it, that then you would feel better. And what we want you to understand is when you jump to the action before you've flowed the energy, it is never satisfying. It is never satisfying. And that's why it's just maybe this thing, maybe if I just get this thing, or maybe if I just get this thing. And that's why we want you to have the fun of that sweet spot of energy flowing, of tuning the energy, of refining the energy, of syncing up with the way your inner being is looking at the energy. And so these are the components of perfect creation. You've asked for it. You've asked for it, and therefore it is. It's evolving and expanding, as are you, and therefore it is becoming more and more and more and more and more. And so when you are willing to allow your vortex, which is full of all of the components of everything that you want, when you are willing to allow the gestation of that vortex, this is the part that you must play, and you are willing to stay in sync often enough with that vortex that the manifestation, the clues are unfolding in your mind, so that when it manifests, it is the next logical step. Still, the satisfaction factor will be so huge. Now, stay with us. This is a long story, we know, but it's full of everything that you ever want to know about everything. So just hang in here with us just for a little bit. So, in the past, we've talked about when something manifests and it doesn't please you. Why did I get something that I don't really want? I thought I wanted. What's buyer's remorse about? What's buyer's remorse about? Well, buyer's remorse is about jumping in before you flowed the energy so that you don't recognize where you're going with it. Where if you care not about the manifestation, but you care about how you're feeling as you're visualizing, how you feel as you're imagining, how you feel as you are anticipating, then the energy is all lined up just right for you. And then when it manifests, it will be extremely satisfying. So this is the other piece that we want to stick in here. Not just the satisfaction factor, but if you've been listening to us for a while, and we know you have, many of you, we've been talking about things that surprise and delight you. And sometimes you wonder, well, if I'm the creator of my own reality, then how could anything ever surprise me? I can see how it might delight me, but how could it ever surprise me? As in the case of the lions, Esther knew. She knew they were coming. She saw pictures of them. She knew the quality of the work that these men were delivering. She knew, for the most part, what she was getting, but she had no idea how big and wonderful they were. They surprised and delighted her beyond her ability to comprehend before they manifested. So, you still with us, sorta? So the reason that you, dear hearts, and you are addicted, and you are, to manifestations is because the manifestation isn't just something that's there. It's something that you have created, and in it, as it stands there, is all that you are. It's all the thoughts that you've thought about it. Esther was looking at some artwork that a wonderful woman had painted one day, and she said, Doris, how long did it take you to paint that? And Doris said 72 years, because that was her current age. And Esther got what she meant. She meant imbued in that painting is all that I am. All that I am, I've thought it forward into this. And so then Esther began looking around at different things in her life experience, realizing how much satisfaction is in so many of them. And so as a wall of stone that has been laid in her house stands there, it's not just a beautiful wall of stone. It's all the thoughts about that stone. It's all the trips to the stone quarry. It's all the conversations about it. It's all the conversations with the rock mason. It's all the attempts that the rock mason made in wanting to get it just right. It's all the times they built it up and all the times they tore it down and all the times they built it up and all the times they tore it down. It was all of the molding of it into place. And so when Esther looks at that beautiful quartz wall in her living room, she gets the sense of the hands in the clay, because that wall went up and came down and went up and came down and went up and came down and went up. And it was beautiful. Finally, it was beautiful as they finally molded it into place. And now when Esther looks at it, it's not just a pretty wall. It's a pretty wall that has all of those thoughts and all of those feelings and all of those desires and all of those questions and all of those answers and all of that life, all of that life, all of that life in that manifestation, you see. And that's why we want Monday to be so good for you. We want it to be so much more than it was going to be if you just blundered into another Monday. We want this Monday to be full of what you've anticipated today and tomorrow as you were leading into it. And when you get to Monday, it's going to surprise and delight you in a way that Monday has never surprised and delighted you before. You can't stop the manifestations from happening. There's one happening now, and now, and now, and now. This can take a while, and now, and now, and now. In every moment that you are focused out into the world, there are manifestations happening. There are manifestations that have happened that you can see. There are manifestations in the making. There's the manifestations of thoughts coming into your mind. So with all of this that we've been saying to you, it all boils down to this simple understanding. You asked for the protocol. We want to give you the law. Everything that you just heard us say boils down to this simple understanding. You are a continuum of source energy, and you're here in this body continuing. You're sorting and sifting and coming up with things that you want at all levels of your being, and you're continuing by launching these vibrational rockets forward. Your inner being, who didn't come all the way forward with you, who remains non-physically focused, takes that new thought and holds it in that nice, steady place, which gives you the opportunity then to come into vibrational alignment with that ever-evolving, even though you don't know that it is, gestating vortex or vibrational reality. And so all day you're putting things into your vortex, and all day they are becoming more and more and more. And all day the universe is calling forward cooperative components. And all day it's getting bigger and bigger. All day, every day, your creations are becoming more and more. They are getting ready for you to get ready for them. They're getting ready for you to be ready for them. And how do you know when you're ready? When you're at your happiest, you see. So if you could just follow your bliss, if you could just go where it's fun, if you could just go where it's satisfying, if you could just do what feels good, if you could understand that what creation is lining up with what you put there, with what your inner being has added to it, with what law of attraction has added to it, then you'll be in that receptive mode where you get to be the receiver of the manifestation of the idea. Ooh, that thought felt good. I think I'll go over there. Ooh, this feels good. I think I'll go over there. Ooh, this feels good. I think I'll go over there. Ooh, this, ooh, this, ooh, this, ooh, this. So that you will live then, because we've been making this sound. You still with us? Still awake? Still alive? Still listening? So we've been making this sound like there's been this creation in progress, and that at some point it's going to, bam, manifest. And the lions are going to show up, and they're going to be there. Boom, like dropped from the sky. But it isn't like that. It's manifest, 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 manifest. And any moment that you're not in consciously on the manifest, manifest, then you're not having a good day. You sort of get what we're talking about? You just want to feel good so that you can be in on all the clues, so that your mind can pick up the thoughts, so you can be in the receiving mode, so that you can follow the impulses to be at the right place at the right time. Because in any given moment in time, there should be 200 or 300 manifestations happening for your surprise and delight.